Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, September 21st. And we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and QQQ. And the only thing really that was accomplished today by the bulls was stopping the one-time framing down in the daily and coming into a two-day balance. They really didn't accomplish much more. They did also, now I'm in fives. If we put it in ones, they did get overlap and higher value, which is the first time in, I think, 10 days or close to it, that we've had value either overlapping a higher or higher. It's been either unchanged, lower, or overlapping a lower. So that's a small feat. But remember, we opened with higher value today. So even though it ends up overlapping a higher, nothing great. Triple Qs never got into their gap. Inside day. So it'll be very interesting tomorrow. You come out of the inside day, you go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. Now don't forget, we do have the Fed tomorrow, but it was an inside day for them. Russell ate into their gap, but just a little bit, not much at all. They end 11 wide out of 13 time frames. Triple Qs end 10 wide. Now, SPY ends 9 wide at D's high because L never got to I's high. Triple Qs end, not triple Qs, ES ends 10 wide at I's high. So a little bit of a difference in POX by about 30 cents. Volume, 88 million already. So with the after hours, we're going to do 90 to 95 million. So good volume. Nothing like yesterday's, but good volume. But it is definitely disappointing after that finish by the bulls and the start they had, this morning, not to get more out of it. Once C period was in, we were speaking to the room. I said, I think the odds of basically, maybe not C, I probably said in E. I said, I think the odds of the high and low being in for the day are pretty good. That did hold. We did try in J period and again in M as we came down. Had a good day, played small the whole time, but banged away throughout the day. Believe it or not, my mindset still has to be rewired because I was taking longs. I didn't do anything in A period, again, for the second day in a row. But I did take a long in B when we had higher value initially. The 433 calls, I scalped them a couple of times because I wanted to see if we were going to have single prints. Now, we did have a chance for a trend day down twice today, in B and again in C, and neither one of them held. And for some reason, I didn't think they would hold. And that's why I was a little comfortable, plus I was playing small. So I was long initially in B. I scalped it a couple of times, long. The 433s, and C, I did the 434s. I don't know why I went to those, but I did. And in D, I did the 433s. But then when D pushed up, I took a short play against the one-time framing down. And those were the 436s, and that worked out. So I had longs that worked out, even though we were one-time framing down. It was not with any strength, I didn't think. Plus, we had overlap and a higher value that held. And I got them at decent entries, and then I took the short in D period against the one-time framing down. Then I took a long in H when I thought it might be our afternoon pullback low. Now, obviously, we never had one. It got too low, but again, it gave me opportunities to buy against value low at the time. I did it in H, I did it in I, and I did it in J, believe it or not, because each time you bought, they gave you an opportunity to pop back up. And I did the 434 calls. So, yeah, I was doing it against one-time framing, but there were no single prints. It was overlapping a higher value, and the odds of getting a wider POC were good. That's why I was taking those longs later in the afternoon. But, again, my mindset definitely is not in tune with getting back on what I used to do, which would be to love to short this market. So that's going to have to change. But it was a good day anyway. As far as destination, so for the upside, and, again, just like I expected chop today, which we got, these destinations are pretty far and wide apart. Our first upside destination is our POC. For me, that's D's high at 435.29. Right now, they have us settling at 433.59. So pretty far away. For ES, it'll be I's high, where they were 10 wide. Then F is the afternoon rally high at 436.97. And then today's high at 437.91 and filling the gap at 441.02. So it's down to 311 ticks. It was 446, so he took 135 off it. Did not expect it to get filled the first time there. For the downside, Well, we were saved by the bell. We have 433.07, first downside destination, which is today's low. Yesterday's low, 428.86. So again, if sellers want to get going tomorrow, below today's low, there's nothing for $4. Nothing, right? Because all they did is rip up an L&M. So they could have a field day. And then you should have everything I gave you down to the previous other monthly poor low I gave last night and or yesterday morning. And then on the charts, just going to do SPY again. Later in the week, we'll recap everything. So here's the issue with the monthly. This is why buyers haven't really accomplished much. Even though we had the dividend, ES is still below last month's low, right? So we're below last month's low. Now, I know there's still 7 trading days to go, and a lot can happen. But, man, I don't think buyers, after one time framing up for 11 months, would like to have an outside month down. I don't think they would like that. And I think they're hoping the Fed's going to bail them out to that end. We'll see, with some nice dovish talk. But we'll see. But right now, the monthly is in balance. 3-month balance. Right now, it's an outside month down. But that doesn't mean anything till the end of the month, if it closes like that. Weekly is clearly down. Gap is my main focus. Here's your next destination. That's July's low, 421.97. That's the poor low for the monthly also. So monthly balance, weekly is down, and daily is back to balance because we took out yesterday's high. The gap is still my main focus, just like on the weekly, and it's a 2-day balance. You use today's high as the top of the balance, yesterday's low as the bottom. Now, we've closed firmly below the 50-day moving average now for the 3rd day in a row. And that hasn't happened much this year. In fact, I don't think it did happen. Right? If anything, it happened 2 days there. So, yeah. So this is a first time all year we've closed below the 50-day moving average 3 days in a row. Again, is something major changing? No, I think this is healthy for the market. I think it would be even healthier to go down, like I said, to that other monthly low, take out that monthly low. I mean, earlier in the summer, I said I think it would be healthy to go down to 400. Remember, wipe out that monthly gap, get a nice balance between 398, 405, and then come out of that balance to the upside. But no, they wanted to keep grinding higher. So I don't see that scenario unless the Fed really says something that disrupts the market. But if we at least get down to that other monthly low, which is only $11, $12 away, I think it would be healthy to do that. And the reason I'm saying I'm not sure if we'll get down to that other level I spoke about earlier, because now the 200-day moving average is 410. When I was talking about that, it was below 400. Right? I was talking early in the summer. Hey, this would be healthy to go flush out when we were trading around here, right? 420. Hey, let go flush out, take out that 400 level, that monthly gap, and then regroup and go higher. And look, it never did it. So I really don't expect that now, because I wouldn't expect to see the 200-day moving average get breached. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, I hope you had a good night. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a good night. Remember, tomorrow we got the Fed at 2, and then his press conference at 2:30. Should be interesting. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.